Nashville is a great town for art lovers. We have the Frist, Cheekwood, and many more great galleries and museums. But you can find great works just about anywhere around town. Well, how about the horse sculptures at the Wild Horse Saloon? Recently, Miranda Cohen met the lady who made them, along with many other larger-than-life pieces of art.
On this clear, crisp day, we travel to Dickson, Tennessee, to talk to a woman about a horse, and a cow, and a camel, and a donkey. Rose Littrell is happiest when she is carving and creating in her own studio. At 72, this self-taught artist has no intention of slowing down. In fact, she is carving along at a steady trot. For the Dickson native, creating creatures is one of her very first memories.
I always loved to play with clay. I got clay and paint and paper for Christmas, and I was always smuggling my clay to school and making little clay horses for my friends. And I seemed to notice things that sometimes the other kids didn't notice, the different shapes or colors and shadows.
It was her equestrian spirit that started her art, and horses are still one of her favorite things to bring to life.
I love looking at my horses' faces, and they have so much expression, and if they yawn and they do their funny things with their eyes, and they just have so much expression on their faces, just, when you look at them and love on them and pet them and ride them. I think God just gave me that, where I love the animals, especially the horses.
Her talent for creating lifelike and life-size sculptures earned her quick notoriety at a young age and led to steady work at the Opryland Hotel and Theme Park, and even on television shows. And during the 1990s, a new trendy restaurant on 2nd Avenue called the Wild Horse Saloon sought her out to make the stallions who make them famous. They wanted them larger than life and living it up.
And I made the horses for the Wild Horse. 15. I think they're still 15. Wow. 5 on the ceiling upside down, and 10 different ones around and one cow sitting at the bar.
Do you recognize this little guy? You probably do. He is the horse at the Wild Horse Saloon that's perhaps had a little too much fun in Music City. In fact, many of Rose's pieces start this size so she can get the scale exactly right. Then they end up being life-size. But her massive pieces don't start out so big, whether you're counting in feet or in hands.
If I have a project and the person can't picture how it will turn out, I will make a clay model, just for them to see.
You can find Rose Littrell's whimsical characters all over the country, from the parking lots of Chick-fil-A to the big screen here with Stuart Little. She even created a 16-foot caricature of Michael Waltrip. For each of her masterful pieces, Rose will start out with styrofoam, carefully carving every minute detail, concentrating on bone structure and muscle, sculpting in the finest features.
Horses have these little divots in their foreheads up there.
She will then cover her work with hand-painted paper mache dipped in wheat paste, finally covering each piece in durable fiberglass. A true artist and creative engineer, Rose says she has tried to learn something new with every project.
I took a welding class so I can weld and make my own armature, because it costs so much to have somebody come, and so I thought, wow, I just need to learn how to weld, and I love it. So it's, if a woman can operate a sewing machine, she can weld.
And now Rose is turning her masterful attention to some very meaningful work. She is restoring famous pieces made by others, but damaged by the elements, vandalism, or time. And even though her work has earned her national attention, one of the most important pieces to her is the life-size nativity scene right here in her own hometown. The massive and beautiful nativity scene at St. Christopher's Catholic Church started out as a tribute to her mother, and by adding a new piece every year has taken her more than a decade to complete. And there is something very special about these pieces. When you see them, pay special attention to the hands. If you look closely, you will see hands that have carved a niche. Hands that have spent a lifetime telling stories and making people happy.
I have man hands, and so hands are difficult to carve. For all those hands that are in the nativity, I cast my own hands in wax, and then I cast them again in plaster so that I made a latex mold of my hands.
And those talented hands will keep carving and creating, grateful for a lifelong career that has brought her so much joy, and so much joy to others.
It's a God-given talent. There's no way I could do what I do without His gift to me.